One of the most important qualities in leadership, and I've learned this like a hard-fought lesson over time. Leadership is something that you have to earn, you have to work for, and you have to get good at. And once I shifted and graduated from graduate school and started a business and brought on a team, I now have a team of about 6, 7, 8 people. It's something you have to master and learn. And the one thing I've learned is really important is letting people know what role they're in so that they can do their role well. And sometimes the biggest difference between someone performing satisfactory and just blowing out the expectations and really outperforming is them knowing the role that they're in. This is relevant in leadership, and it's also relevant in solution-focused brief therapy, right? Like, oftentimes people ask me, like, how do you use solution-focused brief therapy with this client or with that client, or when the client does this or the client does that? And I always go back to, you have to understand what your role is in therapy. Like, I have this one person on my team, name is Azalea, who just had this amazingly brilliant idea because she knows what her role is, and she had this idea that was completely attached to her role, and like the entire team is going to be impacted by this idea. And part of therapy, like what helps that happen, is everyone knowing their role, right? And part of therapy is, as a therapist, I have to know my role. My role in every solution-focused session is to ask about the outcome, do a description about the manifestation of that outcome in the client's life, and end the session in a way that maintains the client's authority of their life. That's my role in every single session. And if I do my role, then it makes it better and easier for the client to do their role, which is to answer the questions in a meaningful way to the questions that I'm asking, right? To respond in meaningful ways to what I'm asking, like that's their role. And the better job I do to sticking to my role, the better job they do of outperforming theirs. So when people say to me, like, I get stuck in sessions or struggling to use this approach, it's oftentimes not understanding that your role is very simply to do a desired outcome with the client, have them do a description of the manifestation of that desired outcome in their lives, and end the session in a way that maintains client autonomy. Like, that's how we do solution-focused brief therapy. And I can tell you, I've now been running this team, I've been working in this field as a business owner for over a decade, 10 years. And the one thing I've learned that really helps things grow and prosper and be successful is to put people in places where they know their roles and they can perform the tasks associated with their roles. That's also 100% true in therapy. In practicing solution-focused brief therapy for over 15 years, the biggest lesson I've learned is I have to know my role so that my client can perform their role. And once that happens, then magic happens.